What? No way. Ha! Sorry, that was a bit of acting, but this actually will have you acting just like I did. Your reaction is going to be identical. um, what's up, guys? How you doing? If you haven't been to my channel before, my name's Philip Scribe. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. We've been growing really fast recently, so I'm really grateful for every single person pressing that subscribe button down there. Today we're talking about an application called Luminar 4. Now, it's a standalone, a plugin for Photoshop or Lightroom. And it is absolutely fantastic. I was using the trial, but I bought it recently for two main reasons: the sky replacement and the skin enhancement. Today we're talking about the sky replacement, and your reaction really is going to be like that because this is amazing. I used to do this kind of stuff like half an hour in Photoshop. Anyway, enough of the talking. Let's jump straight in and show you what this does because it is crazy. So I've got 6 photos on the screen. Let's enlarge one of them, and there we go. This is a photo from Joshua Tree. It's pretty colorful. The sky isn't actually too bad, but we're going to replace it anyway with something completely different, and we're going to replace it with the galaxy. So let's pretend this is like a photo that we were taking over some time, and what we're going to do is we're going to close these gaps. We're going to see a few holes here coming out, peeking out from the photo underneath, and we're going to push up the global sky, the one we just put into a higher level, and that looks pretty cool. The only thing I can see right here is the horizon, so if we pop it up you can see the horizon's right there, so we're just going to bring it down a little bit and it is gone. Now that looks really good. We're going to relight the scene, so let's say we're going to go to about 60 right there, and it looks like it was taken at night, getting the Milky Way right there. Is that the Milky Way? I hope so. Now we're going to get the sky exposure down a little bit more. There we go. We're going to warm it up so it's just a little bit more like the foreground. And we're going to go into our essentials, and we're going to bring up the AI accent to about 20 so it kind of all pops. We're going to go into light, and we're going to bring that exposure up just a little bit. And there we go. And we're going to put on a little bit of, we're going to take down a little bit of smart contrast because it's obviously not as contrasty at night time as it is during the day. And that's just quickly showing you what this app can do. I'll show you before and after. Tell me that's not crazy. That is insane. I mean, it actually looks, you could say you took this at night, and I think most people would probably believe you. Let's go to the next one. So this is a photo from the PCH, California, near the Big Sur, and we're going to go into creative again, sky replacement, and we're going to use Sunset 2. I want it to have this kind of warm feeling. You can see the sun is coming out through here a little bit more, so we're going to put our sky global up a little bit. We're going to close the gaps between them, and we're going to blend the horizon a little bit. We're going to relight the scene so the bridge is a little bit warmer, get the temperature of the sky up a little bit more, and that looks pretty cool. If we go into our essentials, we're going to go into landscape enhancer and just give it a little bit golden hour so it's all kind of nice and warm. Go into our AI enhance and just give it that little tiny bit of pop, and maybe just a little bit more exposure right there, a little bit more contrast, and I would say that looks pretty good. Before and after, did you see how quick that was? Here's Morro Bay, and on this one we're going to use Dramatic Sunset 2, and it's gonna be crazy. So we're gonna relight the scene a little bit so the foreground is a little bit darker, so it kind of looks like the sun is really burning through those clouds. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna warm up the background even more. Now if we go back into here and we give it a little bit more exposure and then go into AI enhance, this is like magic AI enhance, by the way, and we kick it up to about, say, 30, right there. That is it. I mean, look at the before and after. How crazy is that? Right, this one I thought would be quite interesting. If we go into creative again, go into bright blue sky 1, I wanted to show you that it can actually get the sky in there and make it look natural, which is pretty cool. Because there's a before and after. The sky is a little bit boring back there, but now there's something actually going on, which is cool. Now here I would probably go into AI accent and give everything a little bit more contrast. I would give those shadows a little bit touch of light, and yeah, I think that's pretty cool. The next one of the Santa Monica mountains right here. I was on a trek. If we go into creative, we're going to actually choose a custom sunset. So the Santa Rosa sunset right there. And it's going to give it this really cool, like the sunsets in California are crazy, right? And we are going to put the temperature down a little bit, the sky exposure down a little bit, relight the scene so it's kind of a little bit more purpley up front. And then we're going to go once again into AI Enhance, give it all a nice little bit of a pop. And I mean, what would I do here? I'd give it maybe just a touch more contrast. I mean, look at that. Does that not look crazy? If we go into Landscape Enhancer, we could enhance the foliage a little bit so it's a little bit greener. And we could dehaze it all just a little bit so it already pops. I would actually probably go into color and take the saturation down a bit on the whole image. And yeah, I mean, I think that looks pretty awesome. Now, the next image is actually a drone shot from Poland, and it was a really dull day. So let me quickly show you what you can do with this. Let's go into Creative, Sky Selection, and let's load Santa Monica Sunset. And straight away, you're gonna see that this looks awesome. It completely changes the image. I mean, look, that would already look cool. But somebody would be like, hey, what about the reflection in the water? That's pretty simple. You go on the top right-hand corner, Layers, add new image layer, and we're gonna choose the same image. It's going to add, and what we're going to do is we're going to do layer transform here on the right. It's going to open up layer transform, and you're just going to flip the image. Now you're going to drag it down to about the horizon right there, and you're going to press done. Once that is accepted and done, you're going to go to edit mask and brush. And what you're actually going to be doing now is brushing in that layer that we just added. Now at the moment it's going to look a little crazy, but I'm going to just do it really quickly for you guys so this doesn't get boring. There we go. You can actually press the mask to have a look at it, see if you've missed anything right there. Perfect. And we're going to change the blend mode to soft light right there. Or you can even do overlay. Both of them are pretty similar. But now if we pop it down to, say, image opacity of 40, and what you can do is you can actually go into the different controls, and for example, we can put the exposure down a little bit, we can put the contrast down because it's not going to be as contrasty, we can change the color so it's the saturation is a bit lower, as it won't be as saturated as the sky, and then we can go back into layers, and we can rasterize the image when you're happy with it. Now when you've done that, that means when you actually go into your essentials right now, and say we go into AI Enhance, which we love, we just put it up to 25, 30 right there. That will mean that everything all together changes, the sky and the reflection. And that's the image done. That's the before and the after. I mean, that's pretty crazy. If you look at these photos all together, you can see that they really pop out now. I mean, that looks like an Instagram feed, right? So absolutely fantastic. Luminar 4 is amazing. I love it. It does incredible things. Next one I'll show you is probably the skin enhancement, because that's pretty awesome as well. It's really fast. It saves me lots of time. Now, there will be a link below. It's an affiliate link. So if you do use it, it means I get a little percentage and it helps me keep this channel going at no extra cost to you. So yeah, if you'd like my film, give me a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe down here. And yeah, you guys have a great week.